Welcome to the debates. Today we're looking at a really fascinating tension point in the central London serviced office market. We're analyzing two property listings that, well, they both call themselves prime, but they use completely different ways to justify that claim.
Right. We're comparing Pancras Square and King's Cross, this very modern high-spec space that's listed at £800 a month, against Queen Street in Mayfair. That one's a classic Victorian building, and it's going for £600 a month. Both promise flexible terms, but they're really selling two competing ideas of what value means in a premium office.
And this material, it forces us to ask a pretty critical question. What makes an office listing truly superior? Is it, immediate, unparalleled transport access and all the modern amenities, value through pure function, or is it something else?
Or is it cost efficiency, historical prestige, and unique architectural character? I'm going to argue that the Mayfair listing, being in that enduringly prestigious W1J postcode, offers a strategically smarter value proposition. It leverages financial perks and classic character to make it, I think, a much more compelling investment.
And I'll be maintaining that the King's Cross offering in N1C is a functionally superior, sort of future-proof workspace. That higher price tag is, in my view, entirely justified by its unmatched location, its infrastructure, and just a more complete experience for a modern company.
Okay, so I think I want to start with the money because the difference here it's pretty profound. The Queen Street office in Mayfair is £200 a month cheaper right out of the gate. I mean, over a year, that's a £2,400 saving. That's a substantial amount for any business, but especially for, smaller firms.
Cost is tangible, sure, I get that. But I think we have to look past the monthly rent to the strategic value that's baked into the location and the building itself. £800 at King's Cross buys you something that Mayfair just fundamentally cannot offer in the same way.
But King's Cross also requires a capital outlay that Mayfair strategically gets rid of. And this is crucial. The Queen Street listing explicitly says no deposit required. That one detail makes its all-inclusive, flexible terms genuinely better because it completely changes the cash flow situation for a new tenant. For, say, a high-growth startup, getting rid of that initial deposit, which could be thousands of pounds, is a massive financial benefit.
That's an interesting point about the immediate cash flow. I'll grant you that. But let's look at what you're actually giving up to get that saving. The £800 price for Pancras Square is justified by something you just can't replace: locational utility. We're not just talking about being near a tube station. The listing says direct access to the King's Cross and St. Pancras hub from the ground floor. That's immediate sheltered access to 6 tube lines, National Rail, and the Eurostar. It's a proper international gateway.
Immediate access is convenient, I won't argue that. But not every prime tenant's top priority is high-volume international travel.
But that level of connectivity is foundational infrastructure. I mean, this N1C building is described as an iconic building. It's built to a high spec for a creative-style user. That demographic tech, media, dynamic professional services, they value that seamless movement. Now compare that to Mayfair. It's prestigious, of course, W1J5PA near Berkeley Square, but you still have to take a short walk to Green Park Station, and that walk, however short, is friction. King's Cross just eliminates it.
Okay, so the friction is eliminated, but so is the character. Beyond the £600 price and the zero deposit, the real value of the Queen Street building is its architecture. It's an impressive Victorian building, high ceilings, fantastic natural light, original period features. This gives it a boutique-style prestige, a sense of established quality that a, modern glass and steel building just can't manufacture. Tenants there are buying into a sense of history, not just a dynamic function.
I see the appeal of the history, I do, but I'd argue the modern functional value is so much richer. The King's Cross space offers a huge range of amenities that are designed for today's workforce. Showers, bike racks, a roof garden, and, importantly, the choice of being furnished or not. These things create a much more complete user experience. And then there's the environment of Pancras Square itself. It's jam-packed with green spaces, good bars, cafes. It adds this huge external value that enhances daily life in a way that the quieter parts of Mayfair don't.
So you're asking a tenant to pay a 33% premium for a covered walkway and proximity to a Starbucks. Let's focus on the core contention here. The trade-off between that connectivity and the immediate financial and, frankly, aesthetic leverage you get in Mayfair.
Absolutely. The price difference is measurable, but for the right tenant, the difference in logistical efficiency can be exponential. That direct ground floor access at King's Cross isn't just a nice to have, it's a huge, tangible efficiency gain. For businesses with clients across the country or who need to get to Europe on the Eurostar, the time saved on every single trip, it adds up. It becomes a competitive edge. And that, to me, easily outweighs the £200 monthly difference.
But that assumes the tenant needs that level of mobility. A big slice of the prime Mayfair market, family offices, private equity firms, boutique law firms, they value stability and exclusivity more than hypermobility. Their clients are often local, high-net-worth individuals, often right there in the W1 postcode. For them, the address itself, W1J 5PA, is a form of utility. It helps with client acquisition in a way that King's Cross, for all its success, hasn't quite matched yet.
But if we're looking at the future of the office market, the flight to quality is almost always defined by transport access and new infrastructure. Are we really sure that the Mayfair building, even if it's been extensively refurbished, can handle the power demands, the fiber redundancies, the HVAC systems that a modern data-heavy company needs? The new building at Pancras Square is built for exactly that.
That's a fair point on the technical side. But the Mayfair listing says it's fully fitted office space. That guarantees it's ready to go, which means cost certainty and immediate occupation. So when you combine the £200 saving with the zero deposit, the Mayfair option just becomes the smarter investment for any tenant who's focused on immediate cost control. The financial leverage you get up front is a real strategic asset that the higher price at King's Cross just cancels out.
That makes sense if cash flow is the only concern, but let's move to our second point. How we actually define premium through style and flexibility, because I think that's where the real difference lies.
Well, I'm sticking with the architectural character. The boutique style and the period features are what make Queen Street inherently premium. It's leveraging that history, the high ceilings, the quality of the light to create a refined, exclusive atmosphere. It offers a kind of executive privacy and gravitas that a new building struggles to create from scratch. In this case, premium means heritage.
I see it a different way. I think true modern premium is about choice, adaptability, and forward-looking design. The King's Cross listing emphasizes that it can be furnished or not. It's a creative style office for a modern company that views its workspace as a tool, a tool for building culture, for collaboration, something that needs to be configured and reconfigured.
Right, but the fully furnished status in Mayfair offers certainty. It's plug and play. Zero fit-out time, super fast broadband, a stocked kitchen. For a boutique tenant, that readiness is a form of luxury. They can just focus on their actual business from day one instead of managing furniture orders.
It is convenient, yes, but that readiness also limits your flexibility compared to the customizable N1C option. And that creative style isn't just a label, it points to a design philosophy with exposed services, collaborative zones, things that are built into the structure. Can a Victorian conversion, even a well-refurbished one, truly offer the deep floor plates and structural flexibility a fast-growing company might need? I'm not so sure.
I think we're clearly talking about two different markets here. You got the high-churn, scale-up market that wants customization, and then you have the established, low-churn market like traditional finance that values stability and prestige. Mayfair is built for the latter, where the building itself is a quiet statement of success. The value there is enduring.
Enduring value can also mean enduring limitations. And that brings me to the amenities, which is our third point. This is where King's Cross, I think, pulls decisively ahead and really justifies its price through comprehensive employee support.
Okay, so detail the specific amenities you see as superior.
I'd highlight the things listed only for King's Cross: the roof garden, the showers, and the bike racks. Now, these aren't just trivial perks. They reflect huge shifts in what people expect from a workspace post-pandemic and, what companies need for their ESG goals.
Explain what you mean. Their significance beyond just being desirable.
Well, the showers and bike racks directly support sustainable commuting. That's a major factor now for attracting younger talent and hitting sustainability targets. It shows an investment in employee health. But the roof garden, that's a huge value add. It provides essential outdoor social space for breaks, for informal meetings, for mental well-being, something that's almost impossible to find in a dense, older area like Mayfair. It shows a superior consideration for quality of life, which is non-negotiable for top-tier tenants, and it's built into that 800-pound price.
I'll acknowledge that explicitly listing those wellness features is a definite strength for King's Cross. I will. However, we have to come back to the financial reality. We're talking about necessities versus desirables here. The Mayfair listing, for its lower price, still covers all the core necessities: a stocked kitchen, meeting rooms, a breakout area, super fast broadband. The fact that it offers that whole package, wrapped in the character of an impressive Victorian building at a much lower entry cost, proves you don't need to pay £800 for a premium service. The real question is, are tenants willing to pay an extra £2,400 a year for a terrace and a shower? For a lot of them, that money is better spent on staff.
But that's the very nature of the prime market, isn't it? You pay for the features that let you recruit and retain the best people. In a dense city, a roof garden moves the space from just functional to aspirational. It provides a strategic advantage in the war for talent that the Mayfair listing, for all its prestige, just can't structurally match. King's Cross is offering utility and employee support. Mayfair is offering history and cost savings.
And for a certain part of the market, that history and that W1 postcode are the recruitment tools. It's self-defining prestige. And the financial freedom from the zero deposit and lower rent lets a firm invest more in salaries or client entertainment, arguably more direct recruitment tools than a bike rack.
That line of thinking, though, it overlooks the fact that older buildings often have hidden costs and frictions, even after a refurb. The direct ground floor multimodal access at King's Cross eliminates that friction completely. It's an objective, measurable superiority for any dynamic business.
So we're clearly defining superior value along two very different lines: objective, functional efficiency versus established prestige and financial common sense.
It seems so. So, to sum up my position, the higher price at Pandora Square guarantees superior, irreplaceable locational utility through that direct transport access. It also offers a strategically better array of modern, wellness-focused amenities, the roof garden, the showers, and greater customization. That whole package makes it the functionally and environmentally superior choice for a high-spec tenant focused on efficiency and employee well-being.
And I'll maintain that Queen Street, Mayfair offers a demonstrably stronger financial argument. It's defined by that significant £200 a month saving and the hugely strategic no-deposit term. It combines that financial prudence with a unique, enduring value from its period features and boutique Victorian setting. Its ready-to-use, fully furnished status offers certainty. And I think it provides a different but equally compelling definition of prime space that's focused on established prestige and fiscal stability.
So what the material really shows is that prime office space can be valued along two competing strategic lines.
Exactly. The ultimate choice for a tenant really rests on a strategic decision. Do you prioritize maximum functional efficiency and a cutting-edge fit-out for the future? Or do you prioritize present cost control, established aesthetic prestige, and the enduring character of a classic London location? Both are clearly credible positions in today's market.